Okay, you're good.
Let me know.
Yep, you're all set, girlfriend.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a roll call. Voy a llamar la lista. I'm gonna say it in English y también voy a decir en español. ¿Ok? Entonces, for ACEQF, Colombia. Thank you. APFIP Peru. Yeah, she's not here. Okay. APHA ASP United States. Thank you. TAPSI Canada. Thank you. FECOEF Costa Rica. FECOEF Costa Rica. No, they're not here. FEFARMEX Mexico.
Sí.
Thank you. OEQF Guatemala. I already see Olympia. Then MIAs, AFP Paraguay. Thank you. AHEP IT. Okay, you're not here. I saw your message, Miriam. Thank you. It's all right. AHQF Honduras. AHEQF Honduras. Okay. They're not here. IPSA NSU United
Yes,
States.
I'm here. I raised my hand.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
IPSA NSU United States. Okay. They're not here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 full members with voting rights. Colombia, APHA ASP USA, CAPSI Canada, FEFARMEX Mexico, and OAQF Guatemala. So we meet quorum.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. All right, so everyone, we can get started here. Just to make sure, before I take it down the screen, has everyone taken down their registration code number? Please give me a hands up on the chat, like in the call. Put your hands up, thumbs up, either one, anything. I'll take anything. Perfect. Awesome. Great. All right. And everyone can see the new screen, is that correct? Perfect. All right, so go ahead and get us started here.
Olympia.
¿Perdón qué?
For
Se te trabó.
Yeah, it's a trick. Technical, yes, technical. But Olivia, you have the floor.
Pardon?
Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Sorry, I heard her call your name. Okay, perfect. All right, let's take a look at our first motion of the day. All right, so we'll do a mock motion just to run us through real quick. So the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly establishes the dress code as casual. Pajama pants are permitted. This motion shall be achieved during the assembly and shall not be reviewed once achieved. And I'll go ahead and open discussion. All right, since there's no discussion, we'll go ahead and close it. And we'll go to voting. In the chat, please say yes or Y. Put a Y in the chat for this motion, or put N for no for this motion. Perfect. The ayes have it. So that'll be our final decision. All right, so that's how our day is going to go. That's our first mock motion for the day. Thank you so much for everyone for doing that. So since this morning we had to cancel the first session, we do have to do a procedural motion to resume the standing orders. Do I have a proposer to resume the standing order of resuming the assembly? You can raise your hand if you want to do that.
Diana, I do have a question.
Yeah. I think you're having technical
The
issues though.
forms to ask for their comments, new questions.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's in the chat and it's also in the group chat as well. For can you change the screen please? For console to a procedural motion? Or if anyone, please, I need someone to do this. Like I need someone to raise their hand and propose this. Thank you. Thank you, Pepsi Canada. Do I have a seconder, please? Anyone that's not Capsi Canada, please raise your hand. Anyone can do this. That's not RWG. Sorry, Natalie. And you can't be a helper. So thank you, Anna Rose. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so we can now begin our regional assembly. We are now back on standing orders. All right, so Natalie, oh my gosh. Amanda, please update the console to reflect our first motion, please. If you're having issues, please let me know. Okay, perfect. All right. So our first motion of the day, this is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts the credentials report, roll call of delegates, and acknowledgement of member organizations with voting rights for the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. I shall open the discussion. Please utilize the speaker form that's in the chat or in the WhatsApp chat to submit any questions for discussion. And I'll put that speaker form back in the chat. It looks like there is no care on that one, no discussion points. Great, so we'll go ahead and close the discussion. Again, in the chat, Y is for yes to pass this motion and N is to not pass this motion. Please submit your vote now. For full members, please. Only full member delegates, one per country. Thank you. I need one more. Please. Because we have 5 people on this call that can vote. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and close that as officially achieved, a 4-1 achievement. All right, moving on to our next motion. Perfect. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly appoints Ms. Deanna Jo Laughlin as the chairperson of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. And I shall open the discussion. Please utilize the speaker form that is in the chat to make any discussion points, and it will populate on our screen if we know that you did it. Give you one more minute to decide. Or do you want to have a discussion point? All right, we'll go ahead and close that. Again, in the chat, Y for yes and for no. I should have 5 votes, please. I need one more vote, please, from a full member that has not voted. Give you one more moment. All right, we shall pass 4-1. Vote on that. And we shall go to our next motion. Okay, so next motion. The 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly acknowledges the observers of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. I'll open it up for discussion. Please utilize the seeker form. I shall give you 1 minute. All right, perfect. We'll go ahead and proceed to voting, and we'll try to close the discussion. Again, in the chat, please put Y for yes and N for no to move forward. And again, I need 5 full members, please. Perfect. We shall say unanimously decided. We are moving forward to the next motion. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, our fourth motion. The IPSF PARO 24th Regional Assembly appoints Ms. Michelle Mayuba, Ms. Allison Givens, and Ms. Dua Osman as members of the Motions Committee for the duration of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. And I shall open the floor for discussion. Please utilize the speaker form. You have 2 minutes. Okay, go ahead and close that floor then. Again, in the chat, Y is for yes, N is for no to vote on this motion. Need 1 more, please. Perfect. Unanimously decided and finalized. Perfect. All right, next one. All right, so we are going to thus the 24th IPSF PARO 24th Regional Assembly appoints Ms. Montserrat Araceli Garrido Martinez, Mr. Harrison Wang, and Mr. Lenny Arlengi, Ms. Katia Huertas as scrutineers for the duration of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion, I can't read it now, shall be discussed. Or sorry, finalized, I guess. I can't read it, I'm sorry. I shall open the floor for discussion. If you're ready, we'll go ahead and close it. We'll go to voting. Yes is for Y is for yes, N is for no in the chat, please. And 1 more. Perfect. Awesome. Unanimously decided. All right, motion number 6. Right. The 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly appoints Ms. Christine Ho, Ms. Z Zhao, Ms. Isabella Gonzalez, Ms. Sophia Suarez Avendor, and Ms. Tanvi Ambakar as meeting secretaries of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. And the floor is now open for discussion. All right, we'll go ahead and go to voting. Again, Y is for yes, and is for no in the chat. I need one more. Perfect, thank you. All right, so that was unanimous. All right, so motion number 7. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly, accepts and adopts the agenda of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. And I shall open the floor for discussion. All right, and we shall go ahead and close this for discussion. Go ahead and put your votes in the chat. Again, Y is for yes and N is for no. All right, perfect. That is unanimous. So 5 out of 5. Great. Go ahead and close that motion. All right, motion number 8. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly, accepts and adopts the minutes of the 23rd IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once achieved. So I'll go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Just keep in mind the official document is also in the Google Drive, and so is all the documentation we are talking about. So if you want to review the minutes, they are there. Give you one more moment here. All right, I will go ahead and close the discussion. Go ahead and put your answer in the chat stating yes for Y for yes and N for no on this motion. Perfect, 5 out of 5. Thank you for unanimous. All right. Motion 9. This is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the chairperson of the Pan American Regional Office. I will go ahead and I will give you guys my report. Give me 1 second here. Okay. It truly has been a privilege of my career to serve as the chairperson of the IPSF PARO American Regional Office for this mandate. When this mandate began, I set out with one simple vision, and that was to really build a more stronger, more connected, and more sustainable PARO, which left every member organization supported, where language and geography and organizational challenges would just never prevent participation. And to achieve this, our work really focused on, four strategic priorities. Our first priority was strengthening communication and inclusivity. We really worked hard on expanding bilingual communication across nearly every aspect for the region, from official announcements and educational resources to regional assembly preparations, leaders in training, trainers development camp, and direct member organizational support. By providing materials in both English and Spanish and increasing real-time bilingual engagement, we create a very more accessible and welcoming PARO environment. Secondly, investing in leadership and development and advocacy. This year, we really worked hard on reimagining what our educational programming would be. And really that was shown in our leaders in training and will be in our trainers development camp this year. Those really became the cornerstones of our regional capacity building efforts, equipping the future of pharmacy leaders with practical leadership, facilitation, and advocacy skills, while also strengthening our engagement across the Americas. We also achieved advanced advocacy initiatives in climate change, antimicrobial resistance, health equity, and public health. Those were really shown in a lot of our different projects we did this year. And we also did that by expanding opportunities for our regional member organizations to really get more involved with those policy discussions. Third, increasing the visibility and sustainability of PARO. Throughout the year, we really worked hard to strengthen the communication with member organizations, expanding recruitment into our regional working group office, and enhancing our digital presence, developing new educational branding, and creating standardized resources and operational documents to really help continue supporting the future office, but also building capacity within the regional office to do more for our region. But lastly, this mandate did not come without challenges, as my number 4. Financial constraints, varying organizational capacities, and balancing regional priorities required flexibility, collaboration, and difficult decisions. Yet these challenges reinforced one lesson that I will truly carry with me throughout my career. Leadership is not about doing everything. It's about serving the people with integrity, listening first, and building systems that will outlast your own term. And none of these accomplishments would have been possible without my incredible team that I have here in IPSF, our trainers, our volunteers, our EXCO members, our external partners, and most importantly, all of you, all of our member organizations. To every delegate here today, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing and trusting me to serve our region. It has truly been an honor to work alongside all of you, and I am confident the next PARO regional working group will be stronger and be well positioned for a greater success in the future. And I wish the incoming regional office every success as they continue building on this foundation that we have worked so hard together this year. Thank you again. I respectfully submit my report. And I shall open the floor for discussion. Please utilize the speaker forum for any questions. No questions? Are you sure? No feedback? If you want to continue to voting, please raise your hand in the chat, or here. Please raise your hand if you want to continue voting. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the discussion. Go ahead and put Y in the chat for yes and N for no. Okay, perfect. Unanimous. 5 out of 5 for that vote. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys for that support. That means a lot for me. So thank you again for giving me the opportunity to be here with all of you and to lead you guys through this RA. Motion number 10. And thank you for giving me the time to breathe. I appreciate all of you. All right. The 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Secretary of the Pan American Regional Office. And I shall give the floor to our Regional Secretary, Amanda Asuna. You may now have
Hello,
the floor.
everyone. Thank you for the floor. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna share my screen. Can you give me host, Diana, or should I use read it out loud like you did?
Your choice. You can do either one.
I think I'm just gonna read it. You all have access to the to my report in the array folder, so yeah. Okay, so I entered very late at this Monday, but regardless of that, I had a very good time. I also think I managed to complete everything on time regarding regional assembly as well. So my three pillars, my three goals were: the first one, increase regional literacy for the Federation. For this plan, I support the promotion of the IPSF's official documents training sessions, you might remember. I also was in charge of the Spanish sessions of this year's LIT, Leaders in Training program. I also translated the training slides for the Regional Assembly to Spanish, and I'm working on translating the strategic plan, the annex of PARO, to Spanish as well. It's not completed yet, but I'm working on that. Then I also I continuously reach out to the contact persons for regional assembly matters, like when they have doubts or questions, or if they needed help for completing the documents. My second goal was to improve documentation and processes at the regional level. So for this, I introduced the official template for RWG monthly meeting minutes. You might have noticed this in my email. I started using the official one. Then I implemented the official IPSF template on the regional assembly documentation, which is in almost all of the documents of the RI folder. I also made certificates when I was part of the secretary subcommittee, when I wasn't even interim secretary yet. I helped Diana do the certificates for the breast cancer awareness webinar, and also organized and did the certificates of the pharmacy education advocacy panel. I also managed subcommittee applications. I created and organized the group chats in WhatsApp for the subcommittees. I also gave my subcommittee the task to complete the master leadership record that included historical RWG data since 2001. And I think this initiative helped to gain more standardized documentation processes, improve record keeping and institutional continuity, and enhance the communication and information management within the region. And my last goal was grow governance, compliance, and regional assembly efficiency. For this, I maintain regular communication with contact persons regarding regional assembly requirements and deadlines in both English and Spanish. I also supported governance training and official document awareness initiatives. I provided administrative and documentation support to the regional working group through the mandate. And I think these efforts make greater awareness of governance procedures among members and improve coordination between the regional office and the contact persons and extrinsic compliance with regional administrative process. So what I did was I noticed the relationships between the contact persons and some of the RWG teammates. For example, like Natalie with CP of Costa Rica, and like that, or like Diana with Sebastian from Colombia. So what we did was I divided the task. So like 3 countries were assigned to Natalie, for example, 2 countries for me, 2 countries for Diana. So everyone reached actively to them to get them to complete the documentation on time. And for meetings and travels, you can see that I list a lot of meetings, but the most relevant ones were the RWG Monday meetings. I assisted to all of them and did the minutes that you can also see in the folder. I had subcommittee trainings. I participated in the CWC mandatory meetings. I also represented PARO in the Global CP meetings. And to cite some of them, you can see all of them in my report in the folder. I did not have any troubles in this mandate due to monetary and time issues. And I think I completed my mandate very well. I think that I ensured that documentation was available on time. I also had a great experience communicating with all the contact persons for the Spanish and English. I had a great time as well in global matters. I enjoyed working with the other regional secretaries. I also seek advice from them. I also enjoy the Constitutional Working Committee advices and tasks. So I think it was a very fruitful Monday for me, even though I entered very late. I think I adapted very well, and yeah, that's my report. I'm open to any feedback. If you have any questions, please complete the form. I'm open to reply to any of your questions, and if you need me to translate as well. Thank you. Yes, Olympia?
I wasn't quite sure, but could I like give a feedback, but it's like a positive feedback for you and also for Diana because I wasn't sure if I could. Oh no, no, no. Okay.
Okay,
Then
so, okay, Amanda, you have to give me back the floor.
Okay. So I'm
So say
giving
thank you. Yep,
Diana.
say thank you,
Thank
Chair,
you.
and I give the floor back. Okay,
Thank you for the floor, and I'm
perfect.
giving the floor again to Diana.
Thank you. All right. So I will go ahead and open this motion up for discussion. Olympia, you can go ahead and use the speaker form to submit a new comment. That's what you would do in this scenario.
I see. Thank you very much.
Okay. And just to check in with the floor, everyone has the speaker form. Okay, give me a thumbs up or hand if you want to for that. Thank you. Give you a couple more moments here.
Well, I think could we like
Did you submit it?
yeah, but I think I'm having trouble doing it because my website is just having like a hard time. So maybe we can
Yeah,
continue
you
the
can put it in the chat. You can just put an I in the chat then.
Oh, all right.
All right, I'll go ahead and give the floor to Olympia for her new comment.
All right, thank you very much. Well, my name is Olympia from OEKF Guatemala. I just wanted to tell you, Amanda, that since the time that we worked together, you did a very good job. And I think that, oh my God, the light went off. Well, I hope I don't lose connection. So the thing is that I wanted to give you like congratulations and as well tell you that since you're very young, you're very capable of doing a lot of things. So my applause to you. And as well, if I can say the same to Diana, that you have done a great job. You have always been there for any question at any hour. So I just wanted to congratulate both of you and that both of you have done a great job. And it was a pleasure to work with you too. Thank you.
Sorry, you had to give back the floor. Sorry.
Oh, I
Olympia.
see. I am sorry. So I give back the floor to Diana.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the floor, Olympia. I appreciate all your nice comments and we appreciate that. Thank you so much. We've loved working with you as well from the regional working group as well. Any other new comments? And if you are having issues with the speaker form, we can do it in the chat as well. If there's no new comments, go ahead and give me a hand if you want to move the voting. All right, go ahead and we will do that then. Go ahead and move to voting and we shall close the discussion. In the chat, go ahead and put Y for yes and N for no. I see 2 more, please. And 1 more. Olympia, okay. Do you have a procedural motion? Get your hand up there. Okay. Right, perfect, unanimous. 5 out of 5 for that vote. Fantastic. Congratulations, Amanda, on having your report accepted. Yay. Okay. Motion number 11. The 24th IPS of PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Regional Media and Publications Officer of the Pan American Regional Office. And I shall give the floor to our Media and Publications Officer, Natalie.
Hi, thank you so much, Diana. And well, my name is Natalia Monge. As Diana introduced me, I am the Regional Media and Publications Officer. So I'll start with my report. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. And well, to start, when I began my mandate, I could have never expected the enormous impact this role would have on me. It's truly been one of the greatest experiences to serve as a PARO's Regional Media and Publications Officer, and I'd like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. I started with the mandate with the goal of connecting the region and broadening PARO's presence throughout Pan America. My wish has always been to create a more connected and united PARO. I also dedicated myself to helping future RMPOs start their positions as leaders in a more efficient and easy way, making their mandate easier to handle. That way, we can ensure our goal to communicate the region and connect as pharmacy students and recent graduates. Lastly, I wanted to ensure maintaining a safe environment where everyone could offer ideas and feedback within an honest and transparent space. My subcommittee members form an amazing team, and I am sure that without them, this mandate would have never been the same for me. And I truly always want them to feel valued in the space. In order to meet these main objectives, I focused on 3 goals. The first goal was to elevate PARO's presence in the region. So one of the ways my subcommittee and I achieved this was by maintaining a constant presence in social media, for example, via the Fun Fact Friday stories. These were a way to constantly, have a presence each Friday for every week of the month in our social medias, allowing us to connect via facts regarding a topic throughout the month, like diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and more, serving also as a way of giving information, right? And having more of an educational approach for those days as well. We also held collaborative posts with Encoda and IPSF Euro, which helped broaden our reach to new audiences, allowing us to grow as well. Through spotlight posts, for example, we highlighted our member organizations' accomplishments throughout the region, and this was a way to directly connect with them and give exposure to the amazing achievements they have done for the region. Secondly, I focused on organizing the RMPO accounts in order to facilitate their present and future use. One of the main aspects I did notice when I started my mandate was that many of the RMPO accounts lacked proper organization. And this was to be expected since, in this position, you handle a lot of accounts that manage a big volume of emails and work. But it is a weakness that I noticed and a challenge I wanted to help mitigate. The main accounts that needed organization at the beginning were the Google Drive and Gmail accounts. So I dedicated myself to organizing them with tags and folders in order to agilize their use. Another strategy I used to help future RMPOs was via the creation of guides, with the idea of showing them ways in maintaining the organization of our accounts so that we don't lose track of our work, as well as our social media accounts. I also created manuals on creating spotlight posts, for example, Best CP and Best CEO of the Month, and our PARO website. Lastly, we also created the FSF PARO branding manual, which is one of the biggest projects my subcommittees and I managed. This manual includes the guidelines to be followed when creating posts, and it should serve as an introduction on the essentials when creating promotional materials for PARO. And we also created template proposals for Instagram posts to help future RPOs. And lastly, I dedicated myself to maintaining a transparent and open communication with my subcommittee members. Honesty and transparency are one of the main pillars for great communication and connection. I always try to ensure that my subcommittee members had a safe space to give their opinions, feedback, and voice their disagreements when applicable. PARO should always allow to have a safe and inclusive space, and that starts with our own members and subcommittees. We held monthly meetings in order to organize our month's work and projects where I created presentations so the key points were always available for my subcommittee members to access. If a member wasn't able to join a call, I ensured to send a summary so they could also be up to date with their work. I truly want to highlight the amazing work of my subcommittee members. I want to emphasize how important they are to my position. They truly are the pillar that allowed me to dedicate myself even more to my work and my position in developing. I also want to thank our regional working group members, our member organizations, trainers, volunteers, and every single one of you that is here. Your dedication truly has allowed us to excel as a region. I am forever grateful that you entrusted me to serve as RPO of our region. It has been an honor to work with you, and I am truly passionate about the amazing community we've built. Thank you so much for your support. And with this message, I submit my report to the Regional Assembly. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve as your RPO. And thank you. I'll send the floor over to Deanna.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the floor, Natalie. Fantastic job. Go ahead and open the floor for open discussion. Again, if you are having issues with the speaker forum, please put either I or put double I. We get to direct comments in the chat. Thank you. And if you would like to move to voting and close the discussion, please raise your hand. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the discussion and move to voting. Again, in the chat, Y is yes and N is no for this acceptance or rejection of report. Perfect. Unanimous, 5 out of 5 on the acceptance of the report. Congratulations, Natalie, for having your report being accepted at our 24th Regional Assembly. All right. Moving on to our next motion. Number 12, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Regional Relations Officer of the Pan American Regional Office. And I will go ahead and give the floor to our Regional Relations Officer, Aram.
Thank you, Diana, for giving me the floor. Warm greetings to everyone. It is my privilege to present my
We do have a technical on that. It looks like we lost you there.
the IPSF PARO Regional Relations. My
Yeah.
first goal.
If you can see me, yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, but you were completely gone there for a second.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Your name.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't really hear anything yet, so yes.
Okay, no worries. I can start again. So yeah, warm greetings to everyone. It is my privilege to present my report as the IPSF PARO Regional Relations Officer for the 2025 to 2026 mandate. My first goal was to expand and support member organization engagement. Over the past year, my primary focus has been strengthening communication, collaboration, and engagement among our member organizations. From the beginning of my term, I worked to establish open communication with our contact persons by organizing a kickoff meeting, providing individualized support, and ensuring organizations remained informed about grants, webinars, keystone opportunities, regional activities, and other IPSF initiatives. My second goal was to strengthen regional and interregional collaborations. Beyond day to day communication, I had the opportunity to contribute to several regional and external collaborations, also supporting my fellow officers, whether it was a Paro Uncoda webinar or contributing to grant initiatives, sponsorship discussions, and collaborations involving Merck, USB, PCCA, along with Diana. These efforts helped strengthen relationships both within and beyond PARO while creating greater opportunities for our member organizations. My third goal was to develop a structured transition folder for the next RRO. One of the accomplishments that I'm really glad of is developing a more structured transition process for future regional relations officers. Throughout the year, I organized communication templates, meeting records, guidance documents, and other essential sources into a centralized transition folder. My goal was not only to fulfill the responsibilities of this role, but also to leave behind sustainable systems that will make future leadership transitions smoother and preserve institutional knowledge. This year also provided me with an incredible opportunity to represent IPSF through preparations for the 70th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, or CSW 70. Participating in this global initiative allowed me to engage in discussions surrounding health advocacy, leadership, and international collaboration, and it was truly an honor to represent both IPSF and PARO on such a meaningful platform. On a personal note, this mandate has been especially meaningful because I was able to grow, adapt, and continuously improve throughout the year. Looking back, I'm proud not only of what I accomplished, but also of the leader this experience has helped me become. I would like to sincerely thank the regional working group, the executive committee, my fellow officers, contact persons, student exchange officers, subcommittee members, and every member organization for your trust, support, and collaboration throughout this mandate. It has truly been an honor to serve PARO. With that, I respectfully submit my report to the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly and kindly ask for your acceptance. Thank you, and I give back the floor to Diana.
Thank you so much for your report, Aram, and I'll go ahead and open up the floor for discussion. If you guys do not have any new comments, we can go ahead and I can take your raised hand if you want to move the voting. All right, I will go ahead and close the discussion and move to voting. Y is for yes and N is for no for this report. I'm still missing 2 individuals for this vote to continue. All right, perfect. That'd be unanimous, 5 out of 5. Congratulations, Aram, on having your report accepted at the 24th Regional Assembly. All right. Going on to our next motion. Motion number 13. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly, accepts and adopts the report of the Regional Projects Officer of Pan American Regional Office. And I will give the floor to Regional Project Officer, Risha Patel.
Thank you, Ms. Deanna. Hi, everyone. My name is Risha Patel. I am the Regional Projects Officer for our PARO region. It is an honor to be here, and I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. So to begin, I also started my mandate late. I was appointed in November. So the first few months were a lot of, developing into the role and looking into our region and seeing where I can exactly help. But I can say, as I reflect back on the year, this mandate has been an incredibly rewarding and a reflective learning experience. I've been able to focus on strengthening global collaborations by also maintaining open communication with our committee members, fellow officers, and stakeholders, internal and external. My efforts were mostly present in building the projects, but also making sure I'm in attendance with meetings, whether it be our WG meetings or meetings with PD, the professional development portfolio, to ensure I knew what was going on throughout the global as well. Regarding my joining late, I was focused on ensuring that I was building a strong foundation from the previous mandates, then coming in and then completely trying new opportunities for the region. I was focused on ensuring that I was able to understand our region and what has worked in the past and continue building on from there. And so my focus was ensuring we have participation expansive opportunities and making sure that, I could learn how to pivot and be flexible and adaptable when things probably didn't work out the way I'd imagined. So my first goal was to increase awareness of IPSF initiatives through meaningful projects. So this ensured looking at the public health portfolio, the pharmacy education, and the professional development goals. And so with the assistance of our chairperson, I was able to look at the competitions that were built through the professional development committee. So the five competitions such as the counseling, the clinical, the advocacy, the compounding, and industry. Regarding pharmacy education, we were focusing on, how do we build education? So whether it be through policy and advocacy or building a foundation where, setting up the next RPO if they want to focus on pharmacy education, how can we build from there from this year? And then public health is something that I am very passionate about. So I was able to help our media and publications team with finding those fun facts and keeping members engaged, whether it looking through researching through, WHO, looking at PAHO documents to see how we can increase awareness and engagement. So my second goal was to collaborate with internal and external stakeholders to bring new learning opportunities to the region. So this included also being in part of meetings and helping collaborations with NCODA, PLS. Though I did not get to interact directly with Merck and stuff, I ensured to stay actively engaged to understand, moving forward, how can we build these relationships? I was able to collaborate with other IPSS initiatives such as World AIDS Day, Women in Pharmacy, and then Tobacco Campaign, which it will be coming up soon. And regarding building those relationships with internal stakeholders, I've been working with the other RPOs from the other regions to create interregional campaigns. So we're going to be focusing on World Pharmacist Day and seeing how their competitions were going and how we can adapt and learn from them as well, and also bring opportunities for PARO with other regions. And I was been able to help with LIT, with TEC. I know we just held LIT recently, and I was really privileged and honored that I was able to help learn the English sessions. And I think that really helped our region, put us out there and ensure that, we have two tracks, English and Spanish, and understood how to help one language steer the way. And then lastly, my third goal was to expand advocacy and policy activities in our region with external partners. So this included NCODA. We also collaborated with AFRO and APRO regions to work on a policy paper regarding emergency preparedness within the role of pharmacist. And that was a really rewarding experience. Then other advocacy projects included moderating events at the WHA regarding traditional medicine and youth involvement. And I was been able to really push understanding how to work with advocacy and policy with these external and internal state partners. I think something that's been extremely rewarding throughout this mandate was being able to meet so many people, whether it be through Zoom meetings or travel. So, working with the regional working group has been the most rewarding experience. Working with professional development, public education, or pharmacy education and public health, and being in those meetings with PLS and CODA, building and learning how to form curriculum, learning with Miss Deanna, sitting with her, understanding how to build education around TDC and LIT, and how to reach out to leaders and trainers to help our region develop those soft skills and hard skills has been really rewarding. Regarding travel, I was honored to be a co-head at the United Nations Commissions on Women's Status 70th that was held in New York this March, and being able to, meet with people from all across the world and see how we can advocate for public health, especially gender-based. And then lastly, this past May, I was able to attend the World Health Assembly in Geneva, where I was able to help moderate that event on traditional medicine. And that is something that I would love to see how our region can incorporate as well. But it was rewarding because I've been able to connect with people from all ages, from all aspects of pharmacy and of health and global health and public health. And that has been, a driving motivator to see what kind of projects we can build from and what kind of projects are going to be new and exciting for our region. So lastly, I would say this year has marked my official introduction to IPSF. It's been an incredible opportunity for both professional and personal growth. And I am able to grow with confidence and become more comfortable contributing to discussions, collaborating with partners, and representing PARO. Throughout this mandate, I've developed a better understanding of what a feasible regional role is, especially when it comes to communicating with, whether it be with organizations or with individual members. And it's been a great opportunity to learn what the importance is of building relationships, informal and formal. I do recognize that there were areas that, I could have done better when it comes to engagement. And I've been learned how to maintain language barriers that I hope to continue forward and learn for myself. Serving PARO has been an honor, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. And thank you for letting me serve, even putting your confidence in me as I joined late. And I couldn't have done it without your support, the regional working group, the executive committee, my subcommittee, and all of you being here and being active and participating. I thank you again, and I will always be grateful for this year, the lessons, the friendships, and the memories that this mandate has given me. And I'm open to any questions, any feedback, and I will give the floor back to Ms. Deanna now.
Perfect. Thank you so much for giving us your report, Ms. Farusha. I'll go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Again, if you're having issues with the speaker form, you can go ahead and put I in the chat, or you can put that in the speaker form. All right, if we're ready to move towards voting, go ahead and raise your hand. I need one more person to move the voting. I need 3 people to move the voting. All right, perfect. All right, I'll go ahead and close the floor and we'll move to voting. Please put in the chat Y for yes and N for no for this report. All right, perfect. It was unanimous, 5 5. Great job. Congratulations, Ms. Rusha. Your report has been accepted by the 24th IPSF Regional Assembly. All right, moving on to motion number 14. The IPSF 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the chairperson of the current Pan American Regional Symposium Reception Committee. So, as we all know, we did not have a PARS this year, and our chairperson did resign. So there will be no report this year. And I will go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Again, if you can use the speaker form or you can utilize the chat. And again, anyone can ask questions. It's just the voting is when there's an issue. So please don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you choose to go straight to voting, please go ahead and raise your hand. And again, I need 3 people. All right, perfect. We will go ahead and move to voting. Again, yes is to accept the report and N is to not accept the report. So keep in mind, for the official document, it is required for them to complete this report. Actually, just to double check, motions committee, can I have a double check on this, please? Just because like there is no report, there's really like no vote on this. But my understanding of it is that like we're supposed to have a report. Yes, go ahead, Lucas. You have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Lucas, Motions Committee. Just to give a clarification for all the assembly, as PARs did not happen and no report was submitted because no PARs happened, it's expected that you do not accept a report that was not sent, right? So yes, you can vote for a report that was not received. It's your option. But on expectations, according to the official documents, the standing orders, this motion should be here as if it accepts, you do not, you are expected not to accept because it was not sent, because there was no parse. I hope this clarifies as a recommendations for motions committee. We believe that the vote, if the assembly is okay with that, we can revote on this.
Based on that comment and point of information from the official document, would we like to revote? If yes, please raise your hand. Okay. All right, we will go ahead and revote. All right, and I went ahead and cleaned the chat. Go ahead and we will revote on this topic based on the point of information. Right, 5 out of 5 against. So we will go ahead and reject the report of the PARS chairperson for the current PARS report. Thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and move on to our next motion. Motion 15. And then motion 15 is actually going to go into our regional member organizations. So I wanted to open the floor for any opportunity to have a procedural motion for a break. We have been going for an hour and 25 minutes. If you would like to do a procedural motion to have a break, please raise your hand. If not, we will go ahead and keep moving forward. And then just to clarify before we start this topic, everyone has gone to the Google Drive and they have seen the presentations and reports. Give me a thumbs up if you've looked at them and you know what I'm talking about. You're making me nervous. No one gave me thumbs up. All right. Perfect. We will go ahead and continue. We will not take a break. All right. Motion 15. The CAPC report. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of CAPC Canada. And I will go ahead and open the floor for discussion. And the reason I'm doing that is because they are not here. They did vote delegation. So that's why they cannot sit here and give us their presentation of themselves. If you would like me to present it, let me know. I can do my best. And if you'd like to proceed to voting, please raise your hand. I need to have 3 hands before I can move on forward. Now we just need 1 more if we want to continue. All right, perfect. We'll go ahead and move forward into voting. Yes is Y and N is no in the chat, please, and thank you. All right, I need 1 more vote to move forward. All right. It looks like she's having a technical issue, so I'm gonna go with she's coming back here. Hi, Miriam. We just need your vote in the chat box. I'm so sorry. I know you just got back on here. Yes, technical, yes. I will take that as an abstention just because she's unable to vote due to the technical. So we'll say a 4 out of 5 for this report. So it has been accepted by the 24th Regional Assembly for Pan America. All right. Then we'll go on to motion 16. This is the 24th IPs of PARO Pan American Regional Assembly accepting and adopting the annual member orientation report of APEFYB Peru. And I believe Eva is here. Eva, you are welcome to have the floor to present your presentation. I can also share my screen and for you if you would like. I'm really sorry, Eva. I'm guessing you're having technical issues. Is that why you're not speaking to us? Because you do have the floor. Okay. All right. It looks like there is technical issue. It looks like she's unable to present for us. So I will open the floor for discussion. Please take time to review the report and we will come back and vote in a couple of moments. Okay. Due to no new comments, we'll go ahead and close the floor for discussion and we'll go straight to voting. I will go ahead and clean the chat. Give me one moment here. Perfect. Y is for yes and N is for no in the chat to accept or reject this report. And I have 4. I just need one more vote, please. Unless, okay, so she has officially dropped. I do not see her on the screen. Just to make sure, does anyone see Miriam? I do not see her, so I will go ahead and change us to 4. It's a 4 out of 4 vote, so we are set for that vote. Congratulations to APEFYB Peru on the acceptance of your report. Right. Moving on to motion 17. This is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual report of organizational report of OEQF Guatemala. And Olympia, you are the delegate for us for Guatemala. You are welcome to have the floor if you would like to present or talk about your report.
Thank you very much, Diana. So again, my name is Olympia Udiel from OEQF Guatemala. So I'm going to read to you our annual report 2025 to 2026. So basically, the organization that I am part of, in Spanish, it is Organización de Estudiantes de Química Farmacéutica, and it is the official student organization representing around 671 students of the School of Pharmaceutical Chemistry at my faculty of Chemical Science and Pharmacy of the University of San Carlos de Guatemala. So this organization established to promote academic excellence, student representation, professional development, and OEQF serves as a bridge between students, faculty authorities, and national and international organizations. The organization also encourages participation in public health initiatives, leadership development, and international collaboration through organizations such as IPSF. Our mission is to represent and coordinate pharmaceutical chemistry students while promoting their academic, professional, and personal development. And the organization, OEQF, is committed to optimizing academic processes, organizing student activities, and fostering collaboration among students, professors, and the faculty. And our vision is to build an innovative and collaborative student community and maximizing academic resources, encouraging leadership, and preparing future pharmaceutical chemist professionals to contribute to the advancement of the pharmaceutical field. Now, our organization structure is basically, we have a president, vice president, and 4 another secretaries. So the president is Melanie Gonzalez. The vice president is the contact person, which is Alejandra Vela. She couldn't be here with us, but I think tomorrow she will. The secretaries are General Secretary, Treasurer, Secretary of Student Affairs, and Secretary of Gender Affairs. And the final remarks are the OEQF remains committed to empowering pharmaceutical chemistry students, strengthening our organization, and contributing actively to IPSF PARO and global pharmacy student community. And OEQF has demonstrated resilience and adaptability throughout the term despite limited financial resources, because we're having a very tough situation which involves political situation in university, although fewer activities were conducted than planned, and organizations maintain its internal operations and fulfill its key responsibilities. This experience highlighted opportunities to improve planning, resource in management, and long-term sustainability. And the final remarks are the for future expectations for OEQF and IPSF PARO to organize more educational and public health activities, increase student participation in IPSF opportunities, strengthen partnership with faculty members and external organizations, encourage greater participation in regional events, campaigns, and educational activities, build a stronger and more connected network of pharmacy students across the region. So thank you very much. Again, my name is Olympia Well from OEQF Guatemala, and that's it. And again, the floor is yours, Diana. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your report, Olympia. I'll go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Again, if you cannot access the speaker form or having issues, you can go ahead and put your eyes in the chat. And if you would like to move straight to voting, please, I need 3 hands in the chat. Okay, we'll go ahead and move to voting. Go ahead and put Y for yes and N for no in the chat on this report. Perfect. 4 out of 4. That is fantastic. And the reason there's only 4 is because Olympia cannot vote for herself. So perfect. Congratulations, Olympia, on having your report accepted for OEQF. And that moves on to our next motion. Be motion 18. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of FAFARMEX, Mexico. Axel, you are welcome to have the floor if you would like to present the report to us, or we can close for discussion. It's up to you. Axel, if you would not like to present, please raise your hand or tell me in some way. Thank you. Because you do have the floor. Okay, so Axel is having technical issues and he's unable to speak. So we'll go ahead and open for discussion. Please review the presentation for Performex in the Google Drive. And if you have any discussion points you want to talk about, please put that in the chat. Or in the speakerphone, sorry. All right, we do have a first new comment from Olympia. Olympia, you do have the floor.
Thank you very much. It's just I wanted to get access to the Google Drive, and I think I sent an email, but I haven't been able to open the drive.
So just keep in mind, that would not be a new comment because a new comment would be based on the report. This would be a technical.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're fine. You're good. You're good. We're all learning together, so you're fine. I will check that for you. I thought I gave you access this morning. Okay, you should be good now. Reset it. All right. And if we are open to move to voting, please raise your hand. I need at least 2. All right, perfect. Go ahead. I will go ahead and clean the chat. We'll go ahead and move right to voting. Y for yes and N for no to accept or reject this report. And Miriam, I'm just waiting on yours, please. Perfect. Thank you. That's 4 out of 4 because Axel cannot vote and he is the 5th vote. Congratulations on Performex for having an acceptance of your 24th IPSF Regional Assembly project report. All right, moving on to our next motion, which would be motion 19. All right, motion 19. This is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of ACEQF Colombia. And I do believe Miriam is here with us. Miriam, would you like the floor to talk about the report? And I do have a technical from Miriam.
Good afternoon. La Asociación Colombiana de Estudiantes de Química Farmacéutica, it was established in the 1917, driven by Dr. Antonio Mesa Escobar, but was formally recognized in 1993. Since then, it has been dedicated to leading fundamental process for the academic, professional, social, and cultural development of all its members. The number of members in the organizations was 106, and our association is composed of our contact person, Emmanuel, our student exchange officer, Sebastian, and myself, Miriam de Alba, the 2026 president of ACEQF. Unfortunately, Emmanuel and Sebastian aren't present today. Of students from pharmaceutical chemistry for
Okay, so we have a technical on Miriam. Miriam, can you hear us? I'm going to go ahead and take back the floor. Because we are having technical issues, I will go ahead and open the floor for discussion on this report. Again, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat or in the speaker form. And you do have access to this presentation in the drive. Right. If we have no comments, we'll go ahead and move to voting. Y in the chat for yes and N in the chat for no to accept or reject this report. All right, perfect. I have 4 out of 4. Congratulations. For ACEQF Colombia, your report has been accepted by the 24th Regional Assembly of Pan America. All right, and then let's move on to our next one. All right, our next motion is motion 20. This is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of FECOEF Costa Rica. And do I have any representatives who are official delegates of Costa Rica here on the call? So I do not see one. Okay, and no answer. So we will go ahead and move to open discussion. You're welcome to go ahead and review the documentation in the chat in the Google Drive and ask questions in this chat. Discuss with the group. And then we are back. 3, 4. We're back to 5 because none of them are here. So we would need 5 votes to move forward on this one. Right. And since there is no questions, we will go ahead and close the discussion, and then we'll go ahead and move to voting. Go ahead and put that in the chat for me, please. And we need 5. Okay, I need 2 more, please. I have 4. Waiting on the last one. Right, perfect. We have 5 out of 5 unanimous. And so the 24th IPSF PARO Pan American Regional Office is accepting the report of FECOEF Costa Rica. Congratulations. All right. We are moving along, everyone. Great job here. All right, moving on to motion 21. This is the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of AGEQFBO El Salvador. Now, we did not receive, if you look in the drive, we did not receive a report from El Salvador. And we do not have anyone on this call for El Salvador, so I will go ahead and move to open discussion. So I will say it is required to submit the reports. They did not submit any global report or any regional reports. And you can see that in the drive. If you have any questions at all about this, you're welcome to do that. Okay. Due to them not completing the paperwork, I'm going to move to reject this annual member organization report from AGEQFBO El Salvador. Please, we'll move to voting in the chat. You put yes to reject or N for to not reject. So again, Y is for rejecting the report and N is to accept the report. It's backwards this time, sorry. We are rejecting, we are not accepting this report because they did not submit. And I would need 5 votes. I have 3. And I have 4, need 1 more. Actually, it looks like she is no longer here now. Okay, so we will go ahead and move forward 4 out of 4. So that will be full approval, and we will go ahead and full rejection of this report. I apologize, not approval. All right, thank you guys so much. Thanks. And we will go ahead and close this motion and go into motion 22. All right, so motion 22. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of AHEQF Honduras. And I do believe we have a member on the call. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you so much. So Johanna, you are welcome to have the floor if you want to talk about your report or share anything, any wins you would like to share.
Okay. Hello, my name is Joana Juarez, and I'll read the report. So for the introduction, we have although there is no exact date of its creation, it is known that it's an entity with a long history and tradition, always committed to the well-being and academic development of its member. And okay, we are talking about the association, right? And we have 1,530 members in the organization. The mission that we have is to represent and defend the rights of chemistry and pharmacy students of the National Autonomous University of Honduras, UNA, promoting their academic, professional, and personal development throughout activities, educational, social, and research. The HEQF seeks to foster the spirit of collaboration and solidarity among its members, as well as with the scientific and professional community at, at a national and international level. And our vision, is to become a leading organization recognized nationally and internationally for its commitment to the academic and professional excellence of its members. We aspire to be a reference in the promotion of pharmaceutical education, research, and community service, contributing to the advancement of science and health in Honduras and the world. And for the final remarks, we have that the future expectations for the organization and IPCF is to build and strengthen international networks and partnerships to share knowledge and develop leadership skills, and to immerse in a diverse community of members from various cultural backgrounds and gain global perspectives throughout interactions with international members in all different areas of pharmacy. And the last one is to improve the positioning of the pharmacists in our country as a valuable member in the health area. And we seek to strengthen ties with all the activities and programs carried out with the IPCF family, especially with the student exchange program, so that our community continues to grow and we can both enrich ourselves with the exchange of cultural and knowledge and contribute to the growth of our common interest, which are the improvement of public health, education, and professional growth as pharmacists. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you so much. Just a reminder for everyone, when you are done speaking and you say your thank you, please give me back the floor. Just for everyone going forward. So thank you so much for that report. I will go ahead and open the floor for discussion. And if you have any questions, again, you can put your eye in the chat or you can utilize the speaker form. And again, anyone can ask questions. That is MIA or FM, so don't worry. And if we choose, we want to move straight to voting, you can go ahead and raise your hand, but I need three hands, so to move the voting. I have one. I have two. And I have three. Perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and proceed to voting. Again, yes in the chat means to accept the report, and in the chat means to not accept the report. All right, perfect. And that will be yep, 5 out of 5. So perfect. Unanimous decision to accept that report. So congratulations to AHEQF Honduras for your report being accepted at this year's 24th Regional Assembly for Pan America. So congratulations. All right, and we will go ahead and move on to our next motion. All right, our next motion is motion number 23. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly, accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of AEFPY Paraguay. And I do believe we have some individuals on the call. You are welcome to have the floor and tell us about your presentation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bailo, and I am the CP of AFP Paraguay. Before we start, I'd like to let you know that I speak Spanish, but the PowerPoint slides are in English, so you can follow the presentation more easily. Now I continue with the annual report.
Buenas tardes, soy Sofía Cardoso, CP de la AFP, y voy a estar presentando el informe anual 2025-2026. AFP es la Asociación de Estudiantes de Farmacia del Paraguay. Anteriormente era conocida como AFUNA y fue creada con el objetivo de representar la voz de los estudiantes de farmacia del país. Además de defender sus intereses académicos y profesionales, también busca promover la organización estudiantil, la integración y la participación activa de sus miembros. Con el paso del tiempo, la asociación se consolidó como un espacio que favorece el desarrollo integral de los estudiantes y fortalece su vínculo con el ámbito científico y profesional. Los pilares fundamentales de la ESPI son tres, empezando con su propósito, que es representar, unir y defender los intereses académicos y profesionales de los estudiantes de farmacia de todo el Paraguay. En cuanto a la misión, busca apoyar a los estudiantes mediante actividades académicas, brindar información y acompañamiento, promover el crecimiento profesional y establecer alianzas con instituciones públicas, privadas y organizaciones científicas tanto nacionales como internacionales. Finalmente, la visión es convertirse en una asociación líder y reconocida a nivel nacional e internacional, contribuyendo a la formación de futuros farmacéuticos capaces de generar un impacto positivo en nuestra sociedad. La estructura organizacional de la AFP sería la presidenta Ailén Franco, la vicepresidenta Elía Soler, la secretaria general Sofía Pérez y la secretaria de Relaciones Internacionales y persona de contacto de APSF, Amambay Lugo. Además, contamos con 125 socios activos dentro de la asociación.
Uno de los principales proyectos realizados fue el segundo Congreso Nacional de Estudiantes de Farmacia del Paraguay, cuyo eje principal fue el desarrollo profesional. Este congreso tuvo una duración de 3 días y reunió a estudiantes de farmacia en un espacio de aprendizaje e intercambio. Durante el evento se realizaron talleres sobre formulación de productos naturales y elaboración de perfumes, mesas redondas con profesionales farmacéuticos y encuentro con investigadores, además de visitas técnicas a laboratorios como éticos y unión de productos cosméticos. El objetivo principal fue fortalecer la formación académica y profesional de los estudiantes, permitiéndoles conocer diferentes áreas de ejercicio de la profesión y establecer contacto con especialistas del sector. Como resultado, el Congreso tuvo un alcance aproximado de 300 participantes, además de ofrecer una experiencia académica enriquecedora, permitió acercar a los estudiantes al ámbito de la investigación y de la industria farmacéutica, fortaleciendo la colaboración entre la universidad, los profesionales y las empresas del sector. Otro proyecto importante fue la participación de la EF en la Expo Carreras de la CONAC, que es la Competencia Nacional de Química del Paraguay. Durante esta actividad, integrantes de la asociación interactuaron con estudiantes de la educación media provenientes de distintas partes del país. Se presentó la carrera de farmacia, se explicaron las diferentes áreas de desempeño profesional, como la farmacia industrial y la investigación. Además de eso, se realizaron experimentos de química para hacer la actividad más dinámica. El objetivo fue orientar a los futuros universitarios y dar a conocer el rol del farmacéutico dentro del sistema de salud, la industria y la investigación. En esta actividad, cuyo tema principal fue la salud pública, se desarrolló una conferencia virtual sobre la resistencia a los antimicrobianos, también conocido como RAM. Se realizó una charla que fue impartida por el químico farmacéutico Francisco Obando y abordó el uso responsable de los antimicrobianos, los desafíos que presentan esta problemática para la salud pública y el papel fundamental que desempeña el farmacéutico en la prevención y educación de los pacientes. Además de actualizar conocimientos, esta actividad permitió reflexionar sobre la responsabilidad profesional en el uso de estos medicamentos. Y por último, se realizó un festival de San Juan. Es una actividad con un enfoque cultural y de recaudación de fondos. La actividad se realizó dentro de la universidad con la colaboración del Centro de Estudiantes de Química, SEC, y contó con la participación de estudiantes voluntarios. Durante el evento hubo comidas típicas paraguayas, juegos tradicionales y sirvió para fortalecer la integración entre estudiantes y docentes. Esta actividad permitió recaudar fondos para financiar futuros proyectos académicos y sociales de la asociación, alcanzando con éxito el objetivo propuesto.
Como conclusión, durante este periodo, la AEF desarrolló un total de 10 actividades. En esta presentación se destacaron las más representativas por su impacto y alcance, aunque todas las iniciativas contribuyeron al cumplimiento de los objetivos de la asociación. Estas actividades abarcaron el desarrollo académico, la promoción de la salud pública, la orientación vocacional y la integración estudiantil. En conjunto, fortalecieron el vínculo entre estudiantes, la universidad, la industria farmacéutica y la comunidad, consolidando el papel de AEF como una organización activa y comprometida. Para finalizar, las expectativas de la AEF son seguir creciendo tanto a nivel nacional como internacional. Entre los principales objetivos se encuentra aumentar la participación en las actividades de APSF PARO, continuar presentando proyectos de manera constante, fortalecer la organización interna y generar más oportunidades de liderazgo, intercambio cultural y desarrollo profesional para los estudiantes paraguayos. Con estos objetivos, AEF reafirma su compromiso con la formación de futuros profesionales, la promoción de la educación farmacéutica y el trabajo colaborativo con organizaciones nacionales e internacionales. Con esto, damos por finalizada la presentación del informe anual 2025-2026 de la AFP. Muchas gracias por su atención. The floor is yours, Diana.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that report. I'll go ahead and open the floor up for discussion. Again, you can utilize the chat for your eye, or you can utilize the speaker form. And if you guys choose to not to want to close the discussion, please raise your hand. I will need 3 hands raised. Close. Right, perfect. I have 3. Go ahead in the chat. Y is to accept and N is to not accept the report. Just to play the information, Jada, you do not have a vote because you are a member in association, so please do not vote. Perfect. We have 5 out of 5. So the report has been fully accepted. So congratulations to AEFPY Paraguay to having your report accepted by the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. Congratulations. All right, moving on to motion 24. All right, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member orientation report of APHA-ASP, United States of America. And I do have Anna Rose on the call. You have the floor and you are welcome to talk about it if you choose.
Thank you, Deanna. I'll give a brief summary of our report. APHA is currently participating in our summer SEP with both incoming and outgoing students. And in the future, we're hoping to increase our host sites to provide more opportunities for students. And we currently have 8 incoming students and 7 outgoing. We've participated in a variety of VSEPs with FEEF Spain, UHPSA Hungary, PSFGH Ghana, APEFYB Peru, Japan, Croatia, Colombia, and Netherlands. We have our structure. We have like the president, our president-elect, the contact person-elect, student exchange officer, and project coordinator. We have our full membership and 21,500 members total also represented. And for the APHA, ASP in the United States, our vision is to inspire globally engaged student pharmacists who advance health equity, foster international collaboration, and improve patient care through leadership, cultural exchange, and advocacy. And we have a mission to be the collective voice of student pharmacists to provide opportunities for professional growth and improve patient care, as well as to envision and advance the future of pharmacy. And this year, APHA-ASP focused on increasing student involvement with IPSF through increased communication efforts. We also had opportunities such as collaborations and projects that were offered for student pharmacists to participate in and learn more about the international involvement of APHA-ASP. And then in the future, we're hoping to continue expanding our efforts of collaborations with other MOs through VSEPs and project programming. And we're hoping to collaborate with everyone that's also on this call. That's a brief summary, and the floor is back to you, Ms. Deanna.
Thank you so much for the floor, Anna Rose. Appreciate that. So I'll go ahead and open the discussion on this report. Again, utilize the chat or use the speaker form. And if we choose to move towards voting, you can go ahead and give me 3 hands and we can do that as well. Okay, I have 2. I'm also not getting any new comments. So I will go ahead and close discussion. We'll move straight to voting. Yes is for accept and N is to not accept. And you can put that in the chat, please, and thank you. And again, I only have 4 votes this time because USA cannot vote for themselves. So I just need 1 more vote. I have 3. Axel, are you having a technical issue? Perfect. 4 out of 4, so that's perfect. Unanimous. Congratulations to APAJSP, United States of America, for having your report accepted to the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. Congratulations. Okay, and then we're just really moving along here. We're moving on to our next one, which is motion 25. This, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual member organization report of IPSA NSU, United States of America. And we do have them on the call. Jada, you are welcome to have the floor and talk us through your report.
Thank you, Ms. Deanna. So I'm going to briefly summarize, our report that's available in the Google folder. So we are IPSA, International Pharmacy Student Association at Nova Southeastern University here in Florida in the United States. And we were founded in 2020, and our chapter was established to promote global engagement and professional collaboration within our pharmacy profession on campus. And our goal is to connect the student pharmacists with opportunities to develop leadership skills and engage in services initiatives that impact both local and our global communities. And currently we have more than 50 active members. And we're trying to make a difference through pharmacy, advocacy, and outreach. So our mission is to advance the IPSF's Health for All initiative by empowering student pharmacists to apply the global health concepts within our communities. And our vision is to inspire our students to, use this knowledge and promote public health and just create a lasting impact through service, leadership, and community engagement. You can see our organization structure. We do have an advisor. Our president is the contact person, and we have a president-elect, VP, secretary, treasurer, historian, and events chair. Some of the projects that, for those of you that may not know, we've actually haven't been in contact with IPSF for the past 2 years, and that's something that we are trying to rebuild and reconnect. But those 2 years, though, we haven't been in communication. These are some things that we have been doing within these the 2 years that we haven't engaged with you guys. Some projects that we've tailored to in respect to like the WHO days and United Nations are like Diabetes Awareness Day, World AIDS Awareness Day, and Polio Awareness Day. And these days we had professors or local pharmacy communities come out and be guest speakers for an hour and really just talk to our students about, being able to promote awareness of these very specific disease states and just highlight how the pharmacist roles impact on patient education and changing the community. And with these events, we've been able to reach over 30 pharmacy students and staff and faculty members. Other projects that we do for community service is like a Walk to End Alzheimer's event. That's in collaboration with other student chapters, as well as what else do we have? Okay, some community service events. That's because these are also things that our university or our college requires us to do, which is we do a Christmas Operation Child toy drive. So that's a community service, but that's more of a global impact. And this is a significant event that we do every year to promote, giving back to the community and just knowing that these are toys that are going to be shipped back to children globally. Another one is assembling healthcare kits. We do this with the World Medical Relief Organization. I believe they're based in Michigan. This is another big event for us. Their previous CP implemented, and we collaborate with the organization to receive donations and assemble kits like gauze, first aid kits, and things of that nature to give back to communities in need globally. And I don't think I touched it, but we received a letter. We receive a letter back from them every year, just them thanking us for, being able to participate and contribute. And lastly, another event that we just implemented this past year are health fair events. So these are things that are required also within our College of Pharmacy. And this was very significant because a lot of the times this isn't always available to the students. So it was nice that we were able to implement this and make this aware to our members and the other students as a way to bring in more members to our chapter. And here, this is more of a community health fair event where we practice like glucose testing and blood pressure testing to the community and be able to counsel them on healthy lifestyle habits and changes. So yeah, some of the final remarks. We didn't submit any activity reports because again, just to reiterate, we were not in communication up until I believe not August, I'm sorry, up until May. So yes. So during this academic year, our chapter kind of refocused on rebuilding our foundation, strengthening our leadership continuity, and just reestablishing our connection with IPSF PARO. And despite these challenges, we're committed to promoting the global pharmacy engagement and public health initiatives. Our future expectations for the organization, for our organization with IPSF, is just to increase our participation with you guys and the other MOs, and being able to collaborate. And we also want to maintain consistent communication and be able to strengthen our connections with our members and our student pharmacists and expand their opportunities as well to leadership, cultural engagement, and just professional growth overall. And lastly, we also want to increase IPSA's presence on campus, on our campus. And my final remark would be, we want to reconnect with the PARO, and we look forward to building a stronger partnership and increasing engagement in regional initiatives and making a meaningful contribution to the shared message of advancing pharmacy and public health worldwide. Thank you, and I shall give the floor back to Ms. Deanna.
Thank you so much, Jada, for the floor. Okay, sorry. Thank you so much for the floor. I appreciate you going over your report. Go ahead and open the floor up for discussion. Again, you can utilize the chat or you can utilize the speaker form, and I'll give you guys a couple of moments to do that. All right, and if you guys want to move to our voting, I just need 3 hands, please. And I have 3. Perfect. All right, go ahead and chat. Y is to accept and N is to not accept this report. All right, perfect. 5 out of 5. All right, thank you so much. Your report has been fully accepted by the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly. Congratulations. All right, everyone. That concludes all of the member organization reports. Thank you guys so much for all of your work and submitting all of those. So thank you so much for that. So we'll go ahead and move on to motion 26. All right, motion 26. The 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the regional financial report of the Pan American Regional Office. I will go ahead and I will pull that up for all of us to look at. Okay, and just let me know when you guys see that Excel spreadsheet. Ooh. I'll go ahead and I'll zoom in for us. Ooh. I just can get some thumbs up just to make sure everyone can see it, please. All right, perfection. Thank you so much. All right, so I will be going over this with you guys today. So as you guys can see on our screen, this is, I apologize. This is the financial budget. This is the final financial budget of 2025. We're going to do that one first today. We're going to go over the closing of that before we go into 2026. Okay. Right. Now, as you can see, our budget is 2,000. We have some regional reserves of 870 euros. Again, this is all in euros, so keep that in mind for currency reasons, giving us a total of 2,870 euros. For the region, we have multiple ways of utilizing this money. This is for like your PARs, Best CP, Association Awards, RWG expenses, etc. here. And then we go through our amounts that we feel that they deserve, that total. As you can see, like RA materials are around $50. RWG expenses, they were increased because that was paying for all the individuals to go to PARS last year. PARS travel grant, we do have a $300 grant for that. Membership grant is $400. Travel support for speakers is $200. LIT trainers for PARS is $250, but we did not have an in-person LIT last year, so it was online. That's why there is no cost here. The PARO project grant is 200 euros, and that was won by Colombia last year. But that was cost. PARO merchandise, we did not sell any merchandise last year or make any. External representation, no one had asked for representation, so we did not have any cost. Any opportunities? There was like really no external representation at that time. There was no unforeseen expenses. So as you can see, going back just to review the status of those, they did overspend in the RWG expenses, but that was fine because we did not spend money in according spaces. We did utilize the $300 travel grant that was for Colombia. The membership grant, they did split it between Costa Rica and Guatemala, so it was $200 for both of them. And that was reflected in their membership payments this year when we went through them. They did partially cover speakers last year as well. And in the end, we did have a total of 930 euros left. At the end of the year, we only spent 1,940 euros in total. And that is the full final financial report of 2025. So I will go ahead and open the floor for discussion. Again, please utilize the chat or utilize the speaker form to ask questions. Again, there is no stupid question. Please ask questions. I know finances are a little difficult for us all to understand. And again, there is access to this as well in the drive. All I ask is that you don't change anything of it, please. And if there is no questions or no comments, I see 3 hands to move forward with voting. All right, perfect. We'll go ahead and move the voting. You're welcome in the chat. Y is to accept and N is to not accept this report. Perfect, 5 out of 5. Unanimously accept the report. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all for that. All right, and that moves us on to our next motion. And this will be our current intermediate regional budget, and I will show that here on the Excel spreadsheet as well. So just to show, this was the proposed budget for this year that I walked in with. Our IPSF budget was increased to 21 euros, which is fantastic, 2,100. We still have regional reserves of 830 euros, making our new total 2,930 euros, which is phenomenal for us. As you can see, that is our breakdown as it was for last year. I kept it the same in plans. Then intermediately, I did make some changes, so there is a little extra work, and I'm going to walk you guys through that because there's a couple things I did make some changes with the regional working group to update our grants. So like I said, again, we still have the reserves. We got an increase of 100 euros. Fantastic. As of June 25th, as of currently, since there was a lot of things that didn't happen this year, as a group, we decided to put the bulk of our money into grants because we really wanted to increase collaboration and interconnectedness of the region and really help everyone achieve something they're trying to do. So again, like we did not have PARs. There was no RWG expenses this year. There was no RA materials because again, we're online, so we don't need pens and papers to be online. Travel support for PARs, we did not have PARs again. No LIT at PARs, was online. No merchandise this year, but we did still budget just for case for like external representation, and for like just regular external representation and unforeseen expenses. We do have those costs here. At this time, we have not spent any of these costs. No one has asked for like reimbursement on those. And like this just shows you like what options like we did. And it does say like I did attend PAHO, but I did not ask for reimbursement at this time. And no member organization has asked us for representation at this time. So that's why we moved the 2,500 to grants, which is, you're probably like, why there's so much money there? At this time, I only have the allotment of 1,700. So I'll show you that. The reason I did the IPSF PARO grants is because per the official document, I can list out the grants under that total. So we can give out up to $2,500 euros in grant money. And these are all the grants that it covers in that comment. That's why we wrote it that way. And then here I'll show you the side point. So at this time, these are the grant totals at this time. So we spent that much. And right now we have PARs. So Colombia has taken on PARs again, membership, Colombia as well. Same thing with projects. These have, from my understandings, have not been paid out yet per the treasurer. Since we did not have PARs, the regional working group decided to offer Sebastian a chance to switch to FIP, and he did take that. PAHO, we are in office the PAHO delegate, so we have allotted of 400 euros for that for when we go to this next meeting in October. World Congress, we did have a 400 euro grant for that, and Guatemala Olympia got that one. FIP, we have not had any applicants at this time. And like emergency money, we did help with a membership grant to Guatemala of 400 euros. and we still have excess. Even at this time, we are still ending at 22,100 euros. So we still at the end, currently per the intermediate report, we will still have a reserve of 830 at the end of the year. And we do get the 2,100 again every year from IPSF. That's our budget every year. And then that's just our savings account that we have. So as of right now, that is what our final will look like for this year's intermediate financial report. And I will go ahead and close that and open it for discussion. Again, you can utilize the chat and US speaker form to ask questions about this. And I'll leave it up while you guys, so you guys can look at it still. Again, any question's a good question, so. And if you want to proceed to voting, I see 3 hands. All right, we'll go ahead and proceed to voting. So I'll go ahead and close the discussion and move to voting. And Y is for acceptance and N is for rejection. All right, perfect. 5 out of 5 for that. So we unanimously decided to accept that report. So thank you so much. All right, and I will go ahead and stop sharing that report. And again, that is all in Google Form. So again, if you ever have questions in the future, you know how to reach us and you know how to ask questions about it. All right. Moving on to our next motion, motion 28. Motion 28, PARO's financial report for 2025. So this, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the financial report of the Pan American Regional Symposium. So at this time, I would like to ask the floor for a procedural motion to postpone this motion to the end of the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly, because at this time we are unable to reach the chairperson of PARS for last year and the member organization for the reports to complete this. If you guys give me till the end of the Regional Assembly, hopefully I can get a report from our treasurer from IPSF to have that finalized for you tomorrow. I would just need a proposer and a seconder for that. And I will open the floor for that. Any full member or member association can propose. And you can raise your hand if you don't want to talk. Cool. All right. So OEQF Guatemala has a proposer. Do I have a seconder for this procedural motion? Thank you. Emilio from APHA ASP, who is handling the CAPC vote. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And we will move forward with that. So please make that documentation secretaries to say that we were postponing this motion. And then we will go ahead and move on to motion 29. And this is the fun part. We get to do elections now. So great job, everyone. We really got through that. So I appreciate you all. And just to check the floor, do we want to break? We only have an hour and 20 minutes left, and I'm open if you guys want to take a break. And again, I would need a someone to propose a break. All right, perfect. And we'll move on. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our election of the chairperson. So this, the 24th IPSF PARO Regional Assembly accepts the nomination for chairperson of the Pan American Regional Office for the 2026-2027 term to be submitted for election by the IPSF General Assembly. And I will go ahead and pull up. Our candidate is already in the room, and that would be Rusha Patel, our current RPO. And Rusha, you have the floor to talk us through your election.
Thank you, Ms. Deanna. Hello, everyone, again. My name is Rusha Patel. I'm the current Regional Projects Officer for the PARO region. But I feel like I would like to introduce myself before I start with my motivation and kind of my vision for chairperson for this upcoming mandate. My name is Rusha. I am an incoming third-year PharmD student in Virginia. And before I became interested in pharmacy, really, I had a really strong interest in public health. So in 2024, I graduated with my master's in public health from George Washington University from Washington, D.C. And my concentration was global public health program, monitoring, management, and evaluation, which is where my passion for projects came. And that's why I was really involved and really excited about the regional projects officer role. But given my background, I'm sure you can tell that public health, global health isn't a newfound interest for me. I've always been interested in it, and that's why I've always pursued it alongside pharmacy. After graduation, I got really invested in pharmacy as well, given personal reasons, professional reasons. And so when I entered pharmacy school, I wasn't really sure where I would take both of my interests of global public health and pharmacy. But here today, I am giving my speech for chairperson, and I think that just shows that, you know, anything is possible. And that is kind of my goal when it comes to running for chairperson and presenting myself to you all. So when I first joined IPSF, it was a professional growth journey, but it quickly turned into a professional journey or a personal professional journey for me. I found so many friendships, so many mentors, a newfound confidence in a place of, you know, a place of belonging, like I said, with the intersection of the global health and pharmacy aspect. It's shaped me to be a future pharmacist and a leader and a friend and a mentor and a mentee, and I really am excited that I have found this kind of pathway and, you know, involvement with IPSF. One of my biggest motivations to this role was working alongside this year's regional working group experience. So working alongside closely with the chairperson, with our secretary, with our media and publications officer, regional relations officer, I realized what leadership is, what teamwork is. It's about collaboration, trust, and support. And they really showed me, you know, when you have a good team, how you can make something work, whether it's emergencies or whether it's a long thought out plan. And it shows to, you know, it's kind of commitment that a lot of them are coming back and reapplying to see how this team has been a great space of culture, a safe space, as one of our members had, our regional working group members had explained earlier. It's a place where you can show your interest and kind of just fly. And I want to be able to continue that momentum that we've built and create these new opportunities for everyone. So when it comes to, you know, my vision, the vision is, first of all, giving the same experience that I had and even more of finding those mentors, finding those friendships, finding those opportunities that are niche to you. I want all members to feel welcomed and heard and empowered. I used to be a very shy person. I never imagined myself in this space, and I want everyone to, you know, follow this, have some inspiration, or, you know, even inspire me, because all of you inspire me to continue on and provide and collaborate and communicate to build a beautiful system within pharmacy in our PARO region. Something that I loved about PARO is that everyone is so big on family, so culture, trust, having fun, enjoying, but also, you know, advocating and building those policies and being motivated, whether it be, you know, through resilience if you're facing conflict within your country, within your family, within school systems, whatever it is. But the resilience that we show is incredible, and I want to continue working with you all. My priorities as chairperson would include increasing member involvement in regional and global opportunities. So I would love to include and kind of motivate and put people out there and nominate them for global opportunities, whether it be within public health, professional development, or pharmacy education, whether it be newfound interest or interest that you've had before for your members and our member organizations. I want to continue strengthening member organizations and external partnerships. So I know I've been able to meet with some of you when we were kind of prepping for regional assembly. So it's been fun to, meet some of the CPs, some of the presidents, and learn about, your countries, your MOs, and where PARO can help you and where we can lead with you. External partnership, that's been great working alongside with our chairperson who's been able to create so many opportunities, whether it be through Merck, PLS, and CODA. Building off of those, I would love to continue just that foundation, but also bring in new opportunities that might be of interest to you, such as I was able to talk to someone from the South American region from the traditional medicine moderate event that I moderated at the World Health Assembly to see, how can youth get involved, whether it be through indigenous communities who are kind of finding their path between pharmaceutical medications and traditional medicine. I want to continue help um, make more impactful regional initiatives. This was a great year of LIT and TDC where we're pushing Spanish and English lessons, and I think that's a great vision for PARO, and I would love to continue building on those, but also creating similar opportunities and seeing where we can expand and make this more an inclusive community and society for us. I know we've worked really hard this year, and I feel like this is just the beginning. And if we keep up this momentum, and if I have this fire in me, I would love to continue working on building that for us. And then I want to increase PARO's visibility across IPSF at CSW, at the UN, at the WHE meeting. I had an honor to be with one of our secretaries who's here today typing minutes for us. So thank you. She's doing great. But learning about PARO and seeing how PARO can make visibility throughout IPSF and global initiatives, whether it be through policy statements, public health, or providing their own vision or their new opportunities that they think the region needs. And I'd like to also just bring up a point, running as chairperson isn't running as just one person. It's about a team goal, and working with this team has really showed me that PARO isn't just PARO chairperson, PARO regional projects officer isn't one role. It's a role with all of us. It's a role that reflects all of us. And I love community and I want to continue building with it. I have a strong interest in public health given my background. I love working on medication safety and access, immunizations, and access to medications, whether it be supply chain or logistical concerns, humanitarian concerns as well. And I would love to continue building off previous projects, but also bring in those opportunities that reflect PARO. Looking forward, I am excited to continue, finishing out the mandate with this region and creating more momentum and positive culture. But I've realized that PARO's greatest strength is its people, its motivation, its resilience, and I would love to continue being there for you all. I would like to thank you for your attention on this beautiful Saturday, and it would be an honor to serve as your PARO chairperson if you would allow. Together, we can continue helping grow PARO grow. And I am so excited for this opportunity. So thank you. And open to questions, feedback, anything that you would like. And I would pass the floor to Ms. Deanna now. Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Risha, for going over your plan to be the next chairperson. I will go ahead and open the floor up for discussions. Again, you can utilize the chat to ask any questions and as well as the speaker form. Please ask questions. Again, we're choosing the next person. We're choosing the next team that's going to reflect you and going to take what you want. So please ask questions. And it looks like I have a POI from Amanda. Go ahead.
Thank you for the floor. So everyone, we need at least 3 questions, 3 interventions to continue with the voting of elections. So please ask your questions to the candidates so they can reply. Thank you. I'm giving the floor again to Diana.
Thank you so much for the floor, Amanda. Thank you for the technical, Olympia. So no one has a question for the future chairperson of Pan America? Like, she's gonna represent you. Like, she's gonna be like the person. Like, no one has a question for her, like, on how she's gonna like do great things, or how she's gonna like be strict, or how she's gonna handle the portfolios. No one has a question. I mean, unfortunately, RWG cannot ask questions. All right, we do have a question. New comment. What idea? Okay, what ideas for a webinar do you have for expanding pharmacy profession? I think I'm catching that correctly. And you have the floor, Rusha.
Thank you, Ms. Christine, for your comment and question, and thank you, Ms. Deanna, for the floor. So something that I really am passionate about, which I said was immunizations. I would love to have a webinar or kind of like a activity or a project where we can talk about vaccine immunization expansion and education for the region and global, to seeing how pharmacists, what roles pharmacists play across the entire global system when it comes to vaccines and immunizations, but also what can we do as students to advocate for expansion of access of pharmacy literacy within the topic of immunization. So that was something that I would be interested in expanding and following through for the next mandate. And I pass the floor back to Ms. Deanna. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Do I have any other, do I have a direct, like any, like new comments? Anyone can ask questions. Even helpers can ask questions. Anyone can ask questions. I have a new comment from Olympia. Olympia, you have the floor to ask your question. Olympia, you have the floor. Okay, so technical, so I'll read it out to you, Rusha. Olympia's question is, how do you, Ms. Rusha, plan to make more impact in open IPSF? And the floor is yours, Rusha, to have your direct. Oh, sorry, for non-English speakers, apologies.
Thank you, Ms.
Now the floor is
Olympia.
yours.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Ms. Olympia, and thank you, Ms. Deanna. That is a great question, and that was something that I was thinking about throughout my application process. But something that I've noticed is that, or something that I did mention to, if I was interested in coming back to the PARO region or global, um, working closely with Miss Deanna to see what she's been doing to engage her Spanish and seeing what she's doing. So whether it be translations in her emails or meeting notes and stuff, I've been trying to keep track of that. But also, I'm very excited that we have a lot of our WG that's applying right now as Spanish speakers. And I've seen that they are able to, translate, work through it. And my hope is to learn, obviously, Spanish and continue. Side note, I guess my dad's learning Spanish, so it's been nice to kind of like talk to him about it too. But I would like to get support from the regional working group as well, and then learn about, what can I do to open up more opportunities, but also help with translations or help with, when it comes to sometimes like tone and mood and stuff. It's all variable when it comes to, English versus Spanish. Um, so that is something that that's why I was again, I'm going to be a little transparent. I was a little nervous applying for this position because I'm not a native Spanish speaker. I can speak other languages, but I have noticed that, the way that I've been able to translate between, knowing Hindi and English for my parents and stuff, I want to be able to use those lessons when it comes to the RWG, working with the CPs and the member organizations to see what are ways that I can be more approachable and be more inclusive when it comes to expanding my Spanish and including more opportunities for non-Spanish speakers. And that is making sure that we have global representation. That is something that I know I've been talking to a lot of people about, is like putting more PARO out there, putting more Spanish out there, and just making sure like our languages are out there and people have more opportunities to continue applying. I hope that answers your question. I'm happy to clarify as well. But I really do appreciate that question because that was something that I've been thinking about a lot. Thank you. I pass the floor back to Ms. Deanna.
Right. Perfect. Thank you so much for the floor. All right. And I do see I have a new comment from Michelle. Michelle, you have the floor.
Thanks so much, Chair Diana, for the floor. I have a question for Rusha. As potentially, as the if you are elected as the chairperson of the regional office, you'll be handling and coordinating the finances of the regional office. From the reports that we've seen so far this year, the RWG focused a lot on grants and building the grants, and I think it really benefited the PARO members. What my question now would be, what would be your plans with regards to the finances of the regional office and the grants? Will you continue with them, or is it possible maybe to get more income for the regional office to sustain the grant program that is currently running? Thank you.
And Rusha, you may go forward with your direct comment.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle, and thank you, Ms. Deanna, for the floor. That is a great question as well. I am very impressed that our regional working group was able to transfer those funds as grants, and seeing that, Sebastian can go to FIP or we have member grants going out. I think it's been really impactful, especially when it comes to finances and kind of the struggles that people might be facing, whether it be, personal or professional. I would love to continue building those grants and building off of that, especially like hearing back from the people that applied and, they're using these grants. Would love to like get feedback from them and seeing like what was helpful for them, the application process, whether it be the funds, and seeing the distribution process. And then when it comes to getting those finances from other sources of income, it would be awesome to, find sponsors and anyone who's willing to invest in future pharmacy students and recent graduates. I do recognize that it is a struggle though, but when I was entering the regional working group, I, realized a lot of our efforts and a lot of our work comes through our knowledge and skills. So when it comes to applying, resources, yes, finance is huge, and we did a great with. I sorry, not to say that we, but I think the grants were a great option. But I would love to, think about other resources, which includes our human and capital resources, basically, which is our knowledge, our skills, our ability to network, our ability to speak multiple languages, and having that wide range of education, whether, I'm like working, I have my master's through a doctorate, but some people, I love hearing from, younger students. So I'd love to understand their perspective too, as we're getting new policies in place, new technology. So finances are going to be a huge concern or a topic that I want to focus on, but also figuring what are other ways that we can expand our resource and our funding, which is through our work, which is, working hard. We're hardworking students and hardworking recent graduates. I hope that answers your question. I'm happy to clarify on anything. But thank you for your question, Ms. Michelle, and thank you for the floor, Ms. Deanna. I pass it back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And then we'll move on to our next new comment, and that is going to be Mr. Lucas, and you have the floor.
Hello, thank you for the floor. Thank you for your application, Lucia. I have a question for you. Now, this year we did not have PARs. We did not receive the report. And the most normal thing that I imagine is that people will come and say, okay, I want to do PARs. But I want to challenge you on that. Should we do PARs at all next year? There is a lot here to be considered. We want our energy and the capacity of our organization and of our members to do a lot here and to go and advance a lot of other things that need to be advanced in this region. Making an event is nice, but how many people will go? We have 25 people participating here today. How we will do a Sunday for 25? It's possible. It was done before with 7. So yes, it's possible. But should it? And I want to ask you, if you think it should, why? And if you think it shouldn't, why not? Thank you very much.
Thank you for that question. I'll go ahead and give the floor to Rusha for her direct.
A wonderful question, Mr. Lucas. Thank you so much. And thank you for the floor, Ms. Deanna. I believe that before it comes to hosting PARs or not, I think having those opportunities, I think you bring up a great point of it's great to host an event, but participation matters, involvement matters. And my first thought to that question is it matters that people feel comfortable and confident when they are applying to host PARs, and it also matters that people that are participating feel comfortable and confident in attendance, because again, it can be not only resource-wise, like financial, but you're giving time, you're also giving your energy, so that all that matters. I think that hosting PARs is a great opportunity for the region, and I would love for it to be a possibility. But I also see the side of, taking maybe a few months, like a year off the mandate to see how we can build confident and motivational point views for PARs. Would I encourage hosting it? Yes, but I would not want to push anyone to host just to finish something off or have a checkbox. I wouldn't want anyone to feel pressured into that as well. I think it would be a conversation that I would like to have with our region. I don't think this question is to me, and I have to there's gonna be hard decisions and challenges that I have to face. But I also want to recognize that I don't know if I would want to make the decision on my own. I'd love to get input from the region, from its members to see if, I want to say, let's do it or let's decline it. So in my opinion, and ideally, I would love to host it, but I would only want it to be hosted if people feel comfortable and confident in the decisions and the proposals. I would not want it to be just a check mark for the region. And because if you want to use that energy towards hosting other online events, I'd go for that. Or posting more, pushing people out for more regional global opportunities and then come back to the region to host PARs, then that's something that I would also kind of motivate them for. I'm not sure if that really answers your question, but I think it's a multifaceted and integrative question. And a very, very good question too, because that was a challenge this year, and that was something, our regional working group was talking about thoroughly and together. So I recognize the importance of the teamwork that was really involved, and not just putting pressure onto one person or one organization when it comes to this. So thank you for your question, and again, happy to clarify anything. But yeah, thank you, and I pass the floor back to you, Miss Deanna.
Thank you for the floor. Right. And that finishes that one. All right. And we have had 5 interventions, I believe. Or four. Sorry, I thought it was 4. So I will go ahead and close us and bring us to voting. Now, we do have to have a secret ballot for this because it is an election. So give me 1 second. I will go ahead and I will send you guys those links to the emails I have on file for you. If you do not get an email within the next couple of moments, please let me know. That way I can find out where I went wrong. Just give me 1 more second here. All right, I have sent those and you guys should have them here in the next couple of moments. And I'll keep an eye out. I do need 100% votes on my side to move forward.
Diana, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Sorry, I have a POI.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Michelle. Yes, Michelle, you have the floor. Sorry.
Hi, sorry, Diana. My point of information was after closing the floor for open discussion, we are supposed to move to closed discussion, then voting. Thank you. Over to you, Chair.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. So we will retract that and we'll go to a closed discussion. So I will need a scrutineer to go with Rusha into a breakout room. And I will assign you to those rooms. And their names. Yes, I will do that in a moment. All right, so I just moved you guys. You guys should go there next. And then I will go ahead and